Hi, and welcome to one of our videos in the DIY range. New Trades Career run courses in plumbing, electrics, gas, renewables and welding. We've made some general videos for you to help you increase your DIY skills. But if you're looking to become a fully qualified tradesperson, visit www.newtradescareer.co.uk and we'll help you achieve your goals. Hi, for all you DIY enthusiasts, we're going to look at pipe lagging in this video. Primarily we install pipe lagging for two reasons. It's to stop the cold getting in and it stops the heat from getting out. If pipe work is going to be exposed to conditions that are very cold, very low temperatures, where the water inside the pipework may even freeze, then there's a risk of that pipework bursting through the expansion of water. It expands by about 10% when it reaches those temperatures. Examples of these locations are like here in my garage, within a loft space, anywhere where those temperatures can drop. Installing lagging onto hot pipework can be an economical saving for yourself. By stopping those temperatures from leaving the water that's inside the pipework, it means we don't have to draw off too much hot water before we've got usable hot water at a tap. It means we don't have to reheat water. So it saves water, it saves electricity, it could save gas depending on how your water is heated. So it's a saving all round. Pipe lagging or pipe insulation is installed in straight lengths and can be purchased from any DIY shop, from any plumber's merchant. They will also give you advice of the best type of insulation for you to purchase as well for the system that you're working on. If it's outside, you're going to want something that's waterproof, and that might be different for something that's on the inside. So get the advice first. Again, if you're not sure, ask an engineer. Pipe insulation is supplied in straight lengths. We need to cut it to shape depending on the length of the pipework that you're installing and also the angle of the pipework as well. We don't want to fold the insulation. If we fold the insulation, it compresses the insulation on the inside of the bend, stretches it on the outside of the bend, and that will affect the efficiency of the insulation. So it's much more effective to measure the length of insulation that you require, to cut an angle within the insulation on both sides. We can then push them together to create the seal and use some tape to create the final seal on the insulation. And we'll show you some examples now of how we're going to do that. Here we have a length of 15mm pipe that's been cut and jointed at a 90-degree angle. So we said the most effective way is to cut two pieces of insulation, to slide them onto the pipe, butt them together in the corner, and we can use some tape to seal that joint. Here's one that we made earlier. In this case here, because the pipework is of this shape, I can just slide that on there. In reality, what we would do is use the slit that is supplied within the insulation along its length and pull that apart, and we can do that just by running a finger along the length of that, and that will then open up the insulation and will be placed over the top of the pipework. Either way, it's absolutely fine to do it like that. So within our installation, we have our insulation and we have our 15mm pipe. This could be on a cold system, a hot system, a heating system. Pipework within an area that's either prone to cold or where we don't want the heat loss. In this case, we're going to slide that on. Now what we've done already is we've cut a 45-degree within the insulation here. If I do the same with the second piece of insulation with another 45-degree cut, we can push those together. That will create the seal. To hold that in place, we could use some insulation tape or some duct tape to tape the insulation in position, stop it from moving about. Just to show you that second piece. So here we have a second piece of insulation, again cut at a 45-degree angle. If I now put that onto my piece of pipe, push it together, butt it up against the piece of insulation that's already there, that creates our corner bend, and then some insulation tape or some duct tape around the joint would provide the seal. If we have a situation where there's a T or a branch, which is where a piece of pipe would come off and another piece, we can insulate that as well without folding the insulation. And we will do that like so. If I remove that, this is a larger piece of tube. This is a piece of 22mm tube, but the process is exactly the same. As you can see here, we've cut a V section out of the bottom piece of insulation, and that exposes the branch. That exposes this second piece of tube coming off there. Our second piece of insulation now looks a bit like an arrow, so we've cut a V section on there as well, again using 45 degrees, and that then also can be slid down and pushed against the second cut. Again, we put some tape around that, seal that in position and to stop the insulation from moving. The length of this, of course, would be dictated by how long a piece of pipe that you need to insulate. Now we've shown you two examples of how to install pipe insulation. The rest of it will be dictated by the pipework that you're going to install. You need to be a little bit careful about what you do install. We don't want to start taking up floors, taking down walls or whatever. You only want to install lagging on pipework that you can see that you can easily get access to. A common area where you would put insulation is in your airing cupboard, if you have one, depending on the type of system you've got, where your hot water cylinder would be. Might be worth a quick check. If you have a look at that, look at the pipework around it. If it's not insulated, by putting insulation around there will certainly be a saving to yourself. Just do it to where it goes into the floor, don't take anything up. Again, it's about doing what you feel comfortable with, what you're confident with, without affecting the rest of the system. It's the same with any job. If you're not sure, give somebody a shout, get a professional in to give you the advice or to do it for you. But insulation itself is something that's fairly straightforward. Don't forget to give our videos a like, subscribe to our channel and check back in for more useful videos to help you in your own home.